Hello and welcome to the Joe Ligato Show. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Ligato, and today we're going to be talking about how the propaganda war is going for Israel and really just how they're losing across the board and some of the information that we're starting to find out about Israel as a country that I don't think the average person knew. And so, to start off with, we have a post by Walid Mahmoud who says, an Israeli official says, we're facing a problem with pro-Palestinian content on Telegram and X. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok have responded to 92% of our requests to remove Palestinian content since the start of the aggression on Gaza. Okay. So that is exactly what I would expect. Facebook and Instagram are controlled by Zionists, and TikTok has to listen to the Zionist-occupied United States government because they don't want to have their social media app removed from Western app stores. However, Telegram and X are not as easily influenced by Zionist propaganda, Zionist controlled business, Zionist bankers as these other platforms of Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So we can see that there's a lot of winning going on and that people are starting to recognize the situation did not start on October 7th. It's actually been an ongoing conflict. And just to look at some of the history, though, let's look at the former Israeli Prime Minister, Shimon Peres, and how when he moved to Palestine, he had applied for a Palestinian visa, and he came to Palestine as a refugee, and Peres signed the application, which included a statement saying, I swear by Almighty God that I will be faithful and loyal to the government of Palestine. And it goes on to say, Zionists have no right in Palestine. Palestine will always be Arabic from the river to the sea. And so you see here that this person who became the prime minister of the government that overthrew Palestine lied and betrayed the country that he said he was a part of. This is not a trustworthy individual. This is a person who betrayed the country. And people are starting to recognize that. People are starting to learn this information that they previously did not know about Israel and the history of Israel. And we're saying that America is suffering too because they are supporting Israel. And so this post by Megatron shows that leaked cables warn of growing anti-American rage in the Arabic world amid U.S.-Israeli support. The cable says, we're losing badly on the messaging battlespace, says one cable emanating from the U.S. Embassy in Oman, and warns that strong U.S. support for Israel is viewed as material and moral culpability in what they consider to be possible war crimes. And who could really disagree with that? Given the things, the genocidal, psychopathic rhetoric coming out of Israel, who can disagree on this war crimes suggestion? There are already proposals going through the International Criminal Court by various countries saying that Israel is led by war criminals and that they should be held responsible, legally responsible for them. Another leaked cable from the U.S. Embassy in Egypt quoted a local newspaper editorial saying President Biden's cruelty and disregard for Palestinians exceeded all previous U.S. presidents. So, former President Donald Trump was pretty unpopular outside of the United States and most countries. And so the thing was, Joe Biden was supposed to come in and bring back the respect for the United States, the respect for the United States president. And people hate him far more than they hated former President Trump. And so this is not a good situation for America. So the tweet goes on to say the cables mirror growing global opposition to Israel's actions as the country has recently been the target of strong criticism from governments throughout the world. Yeah, Israel is pretty definitively losing the narrative at this point. Even though they control a lot of the propaganda apparatus of the world, they're losing the narrative. So we have some breaking reports on the diplomatic front, which is that Libya has expelled the ambassadors of Britain, the United States, France, and Italy for their government support of Israel's genocide on Gaza. So there's this backlash that is occurring, not only backlash towards Israel, but also the countries that are supporting Israel. And we're starting to recognize that if a country supports a country doing something wrong, then they are also responsible and they are also parties to the war too. Russia has been saying this for over a year now, where the United States has been training, arming, funding Ukraine, and the fanatical people who have a hatred for Russians and Russian speakers in Ukraine. The United States, NATO has been supporting that. And so the United States is a responsible party in the war in Ukraine. Just like the Gaza genocide that's going on, United States, Britain, France, and Italy are also responsible, are also morally culpable for what is going on in Israel, and they're facing backlash because of it. Diplomatic backlash and also actual military backlash because American bases are being attacked. Then we have a post by Keith Woods. When Gaza held an election in 2006, Hillary Clinton expressed her regret at not rigging the outcome. She says, "We should have made sure that we did something to determine who was going to win." And so this is an article from the Jerusalem Post regarding the election in which Hamas beat Fatah. Fatah is currently in control of the West Bank, and Hamas is in control of Gaza. Gaza was supposed to be, given the election, in control of the entire Palestine, but the United States did not want that. They wanted to prop up their own puppets. Clinton said, "I do not think we should have pushed for an election in the Palestinian territories." Okay, so her outright advocating for no democracy in Palestine. She goes on to say, "I think that was a big mistake. And if we were going to push for an election, that we should have made sure that we did something to determine who is going to win." Okay, so United States, very influential figures within the United States are saying, remember how they used to say, "Oh, they hate us for our freedom. We're trying to bring them democracy." No, you have Hillary Clinton here saying, we shouldn't have allowed them to vote. And if we did allow them to vote, we should have made sure to rig the election. Okay. So if you believe in American freedom and democracy, guess what? It's all a joke. It's all propaganda. These people don't believe it. They manipulate the elections. I can't talk about things like electoral fraud or my video will be removed, so I'm not going to talk about that. But you could clearly see here from Hillary Clinton's own mouth what she's saying about the election and about elections in general. So yeah, that's the situation. We have a few more little things to go over here. Low Key, who's been a strong advocate for Palestine, is saying that it has been reported that Tony Blair may be installed as the humanitarian coordinator in Gaza. Tony Blair is currently a patron of the JNF with Netanyahu. JNF is the largest settlement building organization in Palestine. Blair also has the blood of 1 million Iraqis on his hands. So we're bringing back all the people like Tony Blair, David Cameron, all these people who were a part of early propaganda efforts that were pro-Zionist. We're bringing all of them back for another round. So United States, Western countries like the UK here, they do not have any new leaders coming into the mix. They have to go back and look for old leaders who did a terrible job and who literally, they were genocidal maniacs. I mean, Blair was a horrible leader, and he's obviously not going to be a good person to put in charge of humanitarian aid to Gaza, considering that he's working with Benjamin Netanyahu, who is, again, a genocidal maniac. So just ridiculous things going on in Israel right now, in occupied Palestine. But I think people are starting to wake up to the extent of problems in the current world and how those problems typically, if you peel down to the surface, those problems are caused by Zionism. So Zionism is a genocidal rhetoric that does not believe, it's a supremacist genocidal rhetoric, and we do strongly condemn that on this channel. We support the equality of all people, and we are a channel that is very strongly in support of Palestine, so free Palestine. So I think that's a good stopping point, just showing the various efforts, the various aspects of Israel that we are learning about in modern times and how things are being swayed in favor of the Anti-Zionist Coalition. If you found this video to be helpful, please give us a thumbs up. It helps us in the algorithm. Please subscribe to our channel for more content on YouTube and Rumble. Please leave us a comment in the comment box below. Questions, concerns, critiques. I do read all of them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.